Hello everyone, welcome back to JDCodebase. This is the web development series. In this video, we are going to learn Tailwind layout and the box model. Now, if you are new to Tailwind or even new to CSS layout, don't worry. I will explain everything step by step in a very simple way. And by the end of this video, you will clearly understand how layout works, how Flexbox and grid works, and how we can build the proper UI without writing custom CSS. Also, the PPT link are available in the video description, so you can practice along with me. So let's start. Now, in this video, we will learn how layout system work in the Tailwind CSS and Flexbox utilities, grid utilities, container and responsive layout, aspect ratio utility, and box model concept like margin, padding, border, and most importantly, how all this work without writing the custom CSS. We will understand concept first, then we will write the real code together, means in the React. Now, first of all, what is layout in the Tailwind CSS? Layout means simply, if I say how elements are placed on the page. For example, is it in the row or is it in the column? Is it in center or not of the page? How much space is between items? In Tailwind, we do not write CSS like display flex margin 20 pixel or justify a content. Instead, Tailwind gives us the ready-made utility classes. We have to just apply class name directly in our JSX or HTML file. Now let's see how to work it practically. So right now I'm inside a React project with the Tailwind already installed in this. If you don't know how to install Tailwind in the React, I already covered in the previous video. So let's start by writing here. This is a normal React project, a app.jsx. Now this is the div. Now let's me write here h1 that says Tailwind layout demo, and let's style this. Let me first make it half, and this one is also half. Now see, I do not need to mean switching the file between the JSX and CSS. Just write here class name, minimum height, screen, and background here is the 100, and see this is changed. Is the 6, means live you can see the changes comes here. And inside this head, just write class name, and text is the 2XL, and the font is the bold, and last one is the margin is the 6. So if you see, means how, means it is the very smooth transition, means I'm just writing between these, no need to remember the class name and move to the CSS file. Just write here what you want to the change the UI. So here minimum min h screen is for the means full screen height, and p6 here for the padding inside the page. We are not writing any CSS file, everything is controlled by the class name. Now let's talk about the Flexbox. Flexbox in the Tailwind is used for the one-dimensional layout. As the normal CSS, we use the Flexbox. That means either row, either column. And Flexbox is used mainly for the navbar, card layout, centering the elements. So let's see inside this. So let me make a div, and means I'm building a navbar basically. So in the navbar we have a logo, and one is for the buttons that says home, and about, contact, and I have to give here is the just write class name. this is the flex, display flex, and make it about contact, justify between, perfect, items center, perfect, and here the bg black, perfect, text white, perfect, p4 padding gives 4, perfect, rounded bottom 2xl, looks good. And one more is the shadow, and shadow is the, let's say xl, and shadow color is the, see how has this. And also inside this div you can change here flex name, the flex gap here is 4. See, means just a simple minimum to minimum words. I'm just 1 to 2 lines extra I have to write here. No file switching, no need to remember the class name, just write here the flag, justify between, item center, bg black, text white, padding 4, all things we can see live in the, here in the just half of the screen. And this is how, this is the beauty of the Tailwind CSS. And flex means item is in a row, and justify item between, normal justify, and item center the align item center, and gap for the space between these buttons. So Flexbox makes alignment and spacing very easy. Now next one is the Flexbox example use case. Flexbox is perfect for the horizontal navbar, centering the content, responsive rows. Just remember, Flexbox is equal to alignment and spacing. Next is the grid in the Tailwind. Grid is used for the two-dimensional, that means rows and columns together. And grid is best for the galleries, like in a phone gallery or the cards or dashboard. So let's see the grid example. Let's make a new div. Inside the div I am writing here the card 1, and copy this card 2, card 3, card 4, 2, 3 and 4. Now let's design this class name. This is a grid, and grid calls means how many columns I want. 1 2 3, I said 2 columns I want, so it takes the width, and gap is the 6, it takes the gap, margin top let's say 6, let's say 10. Now good. And also let's give the here class name bg white. White is not shown. Let's me give the black again, blue 500. Yes. And also the give the padding p4, and rounded it takes value as means, and just copy this class name and write, paste here, copy this, 1 2 3. See, all these are comes here. And grid activates the grid system, and grid calls to, if I want to make it 3, just write here 3, I get the 3 card here. So it creates 3 columns here. Gap 6, add the spacing between these grid equal 6 from top, I means left, right, top, bottom, and very useful for the layouts. So let's see the grid versus Flexbox. Use Flexbox when layout is simple and in one direction, like here I want to just make a navbar, and use grid when layout is complex. There is no right or wrong, choose based on the requirement. So next one is the container in the Tailwind. Container is used for the center the content and control the width. It is mostly used in the website layout, landing page, blog design. So let's write here. Let me show you example. I have a div, and inside this content is centered, and let's write here class name, and here I am make it bg black, text white. Now let's make the container. And also let me remove this padding from this external div. Now this is a container, and make it mx auto, and the let's say padding is p6. So if you see this container which has the means leave the space here and here also. Like here, if I make it remove this mx auto, so it already comes here in this here, and if I remove this container, then it's take the full width. So the container makes a smaller the container control the width, basically makes a special container, and mx auto for the centering. Next is the aspect ratio. Aspect ratio keeps the height and width in balance, very useful for the videos, images and thumbnail. And let me show you here one more thing. Div, I said here this is a video area, just write class name, make it bg black, margin top 10, text color white, and enough for this. Now let's make the right here one more thing, aspect this video. So now it's take the width, means whole width of the page, and make it flex items center, and justify center, so it comes into middle of the page. See, just take the whole width of this. And if I have more other options, like instead of video we can write here the square. So if you see, now this comes into the square format, and we can control the height and width means by manually. So aspect ratio takes the 16:9 ratio, no calculation needed for this. Width is, let's say I give here the 14, so it takes the square, it makes it square here. If I make it video, it's mean remove the height of this is the 9 and this is the 16 ratio. Next one is the box model in Tailwind. So the box model has three parts: margin, padding and border, as everyone knows those. So Tailwind gives us utilities for all of them. Like for the margin utility, I have the M4, MT for margin top, margin bottom, margin X, Y, X-axis, margin Y-axis. So MT means margin from the top, control the spacing between the elements basically. And next one is the padding utility. Padding is space inside an element. And this gives the class P4, means padding, and for all the sides I have to just write P. If I want to get the padding in the x-axis, just px, py, padding top, padding bottom. And this is used for the buttons, small button, card or sections. Next one is the border utilities. Border Border defines the edges and shape, like the border width or border color, or it is rounded or not. Like here I already write yes, rounded border means rounded bottom by 2xl. So this comes in the border utilities. And if we write here bottom, oh sorry, if I write here border sorry, rounded full. Now let's see here, it's make the square means remove this, means it's make the 50% of this, means take the 50% of the this border round square circle form. Now real world layout examples for these. Now you can see we built full layout using only class names, means we built these navbar card for galleries and video areas. So no CSS file is required, no custom styles is required in this. Now why Tailwind layout is powerful? Because fast development, just right here in the HTML, no context switching between the HTML and CSS. Easy responsive layout means just write what you are thinking in here, and clean and readable UI logic. Next is, let's summarize. So today we learned the Flexbox, grid, container, aspect ratio, margin, padding, border, and this is the base of the Tailwind layout. If you understand this video, that's amazing. If you do not rewatch it slowly, layout take time, and practice small layout, break the things, try again. The PPT links are in the description. Like the video, subscribe to JDCodebase. I will see you in the next video.